we're beamed south, K6MYC, 2-meter Bozo Net, beaming south, looking for Bakersfield and Lake Isabella, N6SWR or KB6RQU. Anybody around down that way? Well, Merry Christmas to you anyway. Good evening all, K6MYC Bozo Net.
KK6ZKE 704.
Holy cow, first one on the list tonight, Terry. You're right on it.
Wow, that's a first, that's for sure.
1091.
Okay, what is that? I just got the tail end of it. What about
1091?
10? Oh, is that 1091? Go ahead.
1091, it's Marcus.
Oh, I'm Marcus, okay.
791?
No, 1091, right? 1091?
That's affirmative.
Okay, very good. Did you get all your concrete work done over there with all your help?
You know, I've been getting a lot of good help, and we're still working on getting it formulated. The concrete's gone in, and so it's starting to, we're going to get the rest of the equipment set up, the antennas set up, and it's coming along, but steadily. We just don't want to make any mistakes on this setup.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, well, anyway, Merry Christmas to you. Thanks for checking in here. And good to hear you getting your stuff going there. You've had some fairly talented help there.
Very talented. Thank you, Mike, and I hope I get a chance to see you real soon. Merry Christmas to you both. KG6QNY.
Okay. Well, probably after the first of the year, we'll start getting back to the meetings again. It's been a little bit jumbled around this time of the year. Anyway, good to hear you. Terry, what's new over there in your garage?
No, not much going on over here, just putting up Christmas stuff and things like that.
Okay. Very good. Yeah, we don't have any neighbors, so nobody puts up anything here. There's no neighbors to put it up for, no kids to see. So we had our little Christmas celebration here last weekend, not this weekend past, but a week ago. And grandkids and great-grandkids and my kids all were here except for a few. And so we had a great time. Lots of food and easy going and nice weather for the most part. It was a nice day today, too. It warmed up. I guess it was kind of overcast in some areas, but we had a nice sunny day here once the morning broke. It was a little dark in the morning, and then by noon it was just real nice. And we got quite a bit more little loose ends around the yard done, and we took a nice ride at the end of the day. KK6ZKE and Marcus, you didn't give me your call, did you? I forgot it. KK6QNE. No, that's not right. What is it?
It's KG6QNY.
KG6QNY. I mouthed it with you. I just couldn't get the beginning of it. Once I get the beginning, then the rest of it flows out. Anyway, very good evening. Who else do we have in here, gentlemen? K6MYC, 2-meter Bozo Net, looking up and down the San Joaquin.
KM6SRR, number 432, over.
There's 432. Good evening, Rob.
Good evening, Mike and Judy and Marcus and Terry. Good to hear everybody, and Merry Christmas to one and all.
There was somebody else, I believe, in there with you, too, Rob, so let's see who that was. Who was the other one?
KJ6TY1009.
1009, the old chicken leg hauler.
That's right. K6USY.
And there's Aaron, a streamer, the Screamin' Screamer, and his wife, Brittany.
Yep, yeah, 1079 and Bozo 1100, and Mike, just so you know, I will not be around the next 3 nights. I'm going to be busy with family obligations, so probably no streaming the next 3 nights, because I think Frank is unavailable, so no worries. K6USY.
I think Frank's back in business. He was going to come down today, but he had about 3/4 of an inch of rain up there last night. And he said the driveway was so slick and greasy with mud and stuff, he was afraid to drive down it. So he thought he might be able to make it toward the end of the day, but it didn't dry out. It might have continued to rain up there. We had a few sprinkles in the early mid-morning, and then it was dry after that. And by noontime we had sun, and it was turned into be a glorious day with no clouds and quite warm. So we took another nice ride. But I think Frank's okay. He should have been here today. We're going to check the computer here and make sure it's okay. But I think he can probably do the streaming if you guys coordinate just a little bit. Over.
Okay, yeah, I'll touch bases with him, and hopefully he'll maybe check in tonight, so we'll see what happens. K6USY.
Kilo Golf 6, Charlie Echo Fox, 982.
Good evening, Daryl. Good signal, 982, booming in here this evening, and I'm pointed south, so you're sounding like you're running some new antennas, but I don't think you are.
Nope, not yet, but it's in the works.
Okay, very good. Did you get more rain today? Where did it clear up after by about 10?
Yeah, exactly. I had sunshine most of the time out here. Not the whole day, but most of the day. But I have kind of odd weather out here on this point.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be that much different from Frank. If you didn't have rain, he probably didn't either.
Oh, well, no, that's true. Frank and I would have very similar weather, and and I know what his driveway looks like. I can see why he wouldn't want to go down it in the mud.
Anyway, he may check in here this evening. I think all things are functional on his end, but I'm not sure of that. He sounded pretty good today, and like I say, he was going to come down, but he's hesitant to drive out of the driveway till things solidified. And by noon, I figured he wasn't coming. So maybe he'll check in here yet tonight. Anyway, I'm still looking for other check-ins here. I thought we might have, we got 3 people still to be checked in from Korshgold, and so we're waiting for them, but we're also waiting for anybody down near Visalia. We're looking at Lake Isabella. We're looking all over the place here. Hopefully, has anybody heard anything from Ron, W6QUY? Any word on him, Rob?
I sent him a text, but I got no reply, last time we were on, so I'm not sure what's going on. Over.
Well, he may have told us, and maybe we just missed it or I overlooked it. He may have gone out of town. They may be traveling to the East Coast or something to visit relatives for Christmas or something. I somehow am beginning to believe that's where he is, particularly when he doesn't answer his texts.
Yep, and I had never texted him before, so it was a new one. He might not know who it was, figured it was spam or something. I think I ID'd him when I texted him, though. Over.
Yeah, I don't think that would have stopped him. He probably just isn't. He's so busy doing something else, he isn't reading it. Hopefully he's not sick. That's the only thing I'm worried about, that he's under the weather. Okay, still pretty quiet here. We're looking for the guys. Well, they don't usually check in on Sunday night. Alpha 6 Sugar. How about WA6AAJ? Mike, are you around? Not yet, huh? How about KE6ZKE? No. What's oh, for God's sake. I forgot his I forgot his call sign and his handle, Rob. You know who I'm talking about, the one we always call late in the day.
Oh, you talking about Eddie, KE6BK?
Yeah, KE6BK. That was the call I was looking for, Eddie. Yeah, I thought Eddie might check in early tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes he's kind of busy on Sundays, I think, but I know he said he wasn't going to be there last Wednesday, so I don't know about today. KM6SR.
Okay. Boy, the band's quiet tonight. I don't have any solar noise. I don't have anything, so that's good. Although I'm pointed south, maybe I will when I point over toward the Bay Area. Well, we'll give another couple of minutes for the San Joaquin Valley to check in here, and then we'll go towards... What's the matter with my brain tonight? I must have left it Atascadero, yeah. I don't even hear the LA guys. I wonder if they got a net going tonight.
I think Tony Bennett had a song about that.
I hear CW. Got you, Richard. 249, Richard. KD6BQ, K6MYC. Merry Christmas. We'll see you in about a half an hour, Richard. Over. Okay. He's probably listening to us on the stream there. We got you anyway, Richard. Thank you.
N6BYH.
N6BYH. Boy, you've been missing the last couple of weeks. Good evening, Mike. 195 for Judy's logbook here. And how are you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I've been here. I've listened to usually all the way through the nets, but I just haven't been checking in at all. I was going to say Tony Bennett had a song about leaving his brain in San Francisco or something, and you left yours in Paso Robles or wherever he is. He does not answer his texts. I've texted Ron many times, and he never got a response, and I finally talked to him on the phone and asked him about it, and he said, I don't have a phone that gets text messages, so it's just a flip phone, so he doesn't respond to those.
Who is that now?
QUI.
Oh, okay.
My voice is back. So, he's probably okay. You have to call him, though. That's the only way that he'll answer.
Well, I am hearing the Southern California people. I think I'm hearing Pat down there, PMD. Okay. Well, Tony Bennett left his heart in San Francisco, and Joe Biden left his brain in Delaware.
And you left yours in Atascadero.
Maybe he left his brain somewhere else off the shore of, off the coastline of the East Coast there, in one of those wind turbines.
Yeah, you never know. All right, I'll let you get back to net. Just wanted to let you know I'm here. I'm usually listening, doing some other things in the background. So, Merry Christmas to you and your family. And 6BYH.
Same to you, of course, Mike. And Merry Christmas, and of course, Happy New Year will be coming up shortly thereafter. So we might as well kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah, I'm really happy because we're already starting to call me, but I haven't. Yeah, we are at that point, aren't we?
Yes, we are. And then the other big celebration will be on January 3rd, when the Congress gets inaugurated, and then on January 20th, when the other part, Trump gets put into office. That's where we're 3 or 4 big celebrations coming up here. Okay, enough of that. I'm hearing the Southern California W6PMD. Are you copying me? W6PMD 47 here, K6MYC.
Sounds like John, Mike.
Yeah, well, he isn't hearing us anyway. I want to catch him before we turn away, but he's obviously not going to give us the opportunity. Okay, well, let's try Atascadero. What the heck? W6QUI. Bet you're on vacation somewhere. W6QUI, K6MYC, Bozo Net, 2 meters, over. Now, see, he's gone. I'll bet you anything he's off on a trip somewhere. KN6EIV or KB6WRW, you guys around? Anybody in Paso Robles or Pebble Beach or any place, Napomo or whatever? Can't raise anybody on the coast there. They're just busy enjoying their weather. Break, 249. We have you, Richard. Roger, Richard, Roger. Oh, he isn't hearing me. Okay, well, I'm going to go to Santa Cruz.
Okay, Mike, let me give a try for John there in the high desert. K6USY, excuse me, KG6USS, KG6USS, KM6SR.
WA6JKN, Gilroy.
WA6JKN, Gilroy. Good evening to Kevin.
Yeah, I heard you were swinging the beam, so I timed it. How long will that rotator take to rotate to Santa Cruz? I figured I'd put out a call right towards the 3/4 time of the rotation and hope that you would hear me. Bozo number 1053, that's for Judy. Bozo number 1053. QSL?
QSL, we got you. Yeah, thank you, Kevin, she said. And we got it all okay. Good signal. Merry Christmas. Good to hear you. And I guess you're still in town, even though you're in and out and here and gone, aren't you?
Hey, Mike, I heard John come back.
On Christmas Eve with some family and friends, and then so after that we're probably going to head back out to, well, Diane's going to head out.
Yes, John, we had some local traffic. I was trying to let that go first there. How you doing, KG6USS? This is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo, Bozo 432, and Bozo 47 was in here, over.
We rented out several bungalows there, and we're going to have fun on the lake, and Diane and I are going to celebrate our 50 years of marriage, over.
Oh, congratulations, Kevin. Hang on a second. Rob is working in Southern California. Just stand by a second, Kevin. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, John. Yeah, that's good. I guess we're getting better propagation. Yeah, Mike is working some guys over in Gilroy right now, so I better turn the net back over to him. Thanks for being there, KM6SRR. QSL.
Yeah, Judy said congratulations for your number 50. We missed where you're going to run a bunch of cabins. Where are you going to be when you're celebrating that? We missed that location here, over.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of the place right off the top of my head. My youngest daughter is organizing the thing, and it's a lake. Of course, you know, Texas has many, many lakes. This is a beautiful place. It's located in East Texas, not too far from Tyler. It's about I think it's like a 20, 30-minute drive, if that much, right outside of Tyler, Texas.
Yeah, okay, I just wondered what state it was in, so you will be gone for a while with that. Yeah, there are some pretty nice areas in Texas where there's lakes and greenery and stuff. We have a friend that used to live out there, W5UM. I think he's moved into a retirement home now. Can't keep up with his property. His legs are gone. But he was probably one of the most prominent moon bouncers in the world. Ran 48 Elements, 48 Yagis, 2 M5WLs at one point in time on a railroad track that went around in circles. So he had a big signal, over.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. It reminds me of one of the programs I was on way back in the early 80s. It was called, what was it called? Oh, golly, I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was, we used, the concept was we had trains underground, and they would be continually moving, and they would have nuclear launchers attached to the rails of the train, and so the satellites could see where the missiles were at any given time. I can't remember the name of the program now, but it was short-lived. It was too cost-prohibitive.
Well, this was a railway underneath the surface of the Earth. Is that it?
QSL. Yeah, it was. You know, when we looked at how much it cost us to put man on the moon, it was $800 billion. And so this was going to be in the trillions, and so that was just too much money.
Yeah, well, probably just as well. Probably other forms of technology would pass that by or have passed that by. The Polaris is sort of more difficult to spot, Polaris submarines, but I'm not sure who has the nuclears on them now. I don't know whether it's still the Polaris subs are still active or not.
I tell you the truth, I probably knew the answer about 12, 15 years ago. Matter of fact, one of my last duties was being on a special team reporting back to Congress and the White House on our nuclear subs. And boy, I'll tell you right now, you can sleep at night. Don't worry about a thing. Those things are spectacular.
Yeah, tell me about it. I was involved at Lockheed. I ran the assembly shop for the reentry bodies. First of all, in the single reentry body, the single weapon, and then when they went to a tripolar one where you had three nuclears that went off in a triangular pattern, much like what they're doing today with the multi-nosed missiles. Anyway, yeah, that was a long time ago, but it was a program that seemed like it would have still have lifetime, and but we haven't heard much about it. It's very quiet. I haven't heard the word Polaris submarine for a long, long time. Anyway, let you go, Kevin, but great to hear it and find on your background, and we'll get more information as you can let it out, as long as they don't kill you if you tell us. Over.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. But here's the problem: I've forgotten most of what I was involved with, and so I'm of no use to anybody. Besides, most of those weapon systems are gone now, as they've been replaced with all new stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the only one that I would like to know more about is the effectiveness and the proliferation of the laser cannon. I hear different stories on it. Some people think, no, we don't have a laser cannon. Yeah, we do. We don't have any on shot. Yes, on ships. Yeah, yeah, we do. But you know, it's quiet. But how effective they are. A laser, of course, is a little faster than a supersonic missile, so I'm assuming that could be used as a countermeasure to Russia's supersonics. Over.
Well, the only thing I could tell you about that is the guy that headed up the program was a friend of mine, and I worked for him when he was a lieutenant colonel. And then, no, wait a minute. He worked for me when he was a lieutenant colonel, and when he became a full-bird colonel, we worked together side by side, and when he pinned on his 1-star, and next thing I know, he got a 2nd star, and then a 3rd star, and he was heading up the Missile Defense Agency, and boy, he was really something. I really liked him.
Yeah, but you didn't tell me anything about the laser cannon or gun, if you will, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, well, see, the thing with that is I can't confirm or deny that I would go to prison. So that's not a yes or a no description, but don't worry about anything. You can sleep good at night.
Thank you. I do. I pretty much figured that. I happen to have a close friend. I'll just tell you this story quickly, and then we'll move on with the net. He was on the President's Council for Reagan, I think it was. And he came back one day. He was like, he treated me as if I was his second son. Because his original son, his son wasn't interested in ham radio, and I was, and we were about the same age. He liked my moon bounce activities and all that stuff. So his name was Roy Brady, W6UXM. Anyway, he came by the house one day, and we were walking from the house to the shop, and he said to me, Mike, I just came back from a very interesting demonstration. That was Star Wars, by the way. He said, I just saw an interesting demonstration, and he says, it's over. I said, what do you mean it's over, Roy? He said, the end of the Cold War is near. He said, we had a bunch of Russian generals there watching us destroy things with the Star Wars capability, and they said, oh boy, we can't keep up with this. We're in deep trouble. And a few years later, that was the end of the Cold War. But Roy was there. He saw it, so I knew that the thing existed. Over.
Yeah, that brings back good memories, Mike. I was on the Star Wars program, and as a matter of fact, the friend I was telling you about, he was the head of the Missile Defense Agency. He had all the laser, all the lethality programs, like the ballistic interceptors and Star Wars and things like that. 775. And I will let me just take a moment to salute all the engineers on the net tonight, because it wouldn't have been possible without all these engineers.
You're right about that, Kevin, and on both sides, as a matter of fact. Okay, who was the break? Was that you, John? Somebody broke in with a comment. Who was that?
WFC.
KB6, no, it wasn't either. Was it W what?
KB6 WFC 775.
Oh, there you are. Okay, good evening, Mike. Yeah, the first three letters of your call did not come through. All I heard was W, and I thought, no, it's not a W. I know the voice. I recognize your voice. I just didn't put the call with it because I heard the W first. Anyway, good evening. You're sounding good over here. I'm still pointed toward Santa Cruz, waiting for 610 to pop in. But I haven't even stood by for him yet. We got into Gilroy here and off on a side conversation, as you probably gathered. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, good evening, 775, K6MYC.
Good evening, Mike and the group. Yeah, thank you, Mike. You sound really good, pointed that direction. So I thought I'd jump in before I get the dinner bell and have to run off. So have a good evening, 73, and hope to talk to you later on this week. K6MYC, KB6WFC.
Okay, we will be on tomorrow night, and we will be on Tuesday night, and we will be on Wednesday night. So all the nets are functional. If you want to check in, you're not obligated. Of course, it's Christmas Eve and Christmas Day on two of those nets. So, but we'll be here if you want to say hello and wish us Merry Christmas and exchange greetings. Mike, 7-3, go get some dinner, K6MYC. And just to finish up with you, Kevin, thank you for your comments. We'll have to have a longer chat about this another time, but really great to know what your background is. I'm similar, but not quite at the level you were at, but kept abreast of it because I had some very good friends in very important places. Over. Okay, I guess Kevin's gone. How about Tom, KW6S? How about it, Tom?
K6MYC, KW6S, 610.
There he is, 610. Good to hear you. I guess we missed you. What night? Was it Thursday night? I don't think we ever heard you Thursday, but maybe we finally got you in there. I can't remember, but there was a long period where we were looking for you and you didn't show. Anyway, no worries. I think I know we did not work Lee on that night because he had fixed the Quaggy, but he hadn't gotten it up yet. I think we talked about that. Maybe we did work you on Thursday. Who knows? I lose track of the days. I know the conversations, but I forget what day it was. Over.
Yeah. I did check in on. Let's see. I'm not doing much here. It's kind of like the amplifier was turned off. Yeah, I did check in Thursday night, and we discussed the diamond versus the square on the driven element on the Quaggy.
Yes, we did.
I should have come up a little bit.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, no, we copied you either way. And I'm not quite, well, I'm pointed at you, but it seems like it's also picking up the Bay Area very nicely. They were getting that bent path. When Daly City comes in, normally I point to about 290 or 292 for Daly City. That was Mike who just popped in. He was roaring loud here, and I'm pointed right at you, so who knows? We'll take it. Anyway, good evening to you. KW6S, I think Lee's probably in here, so we can shoot it over to him, or you could turn it over to him if you like. K6MYC.
Very good, Mike. Yeah, I'd like to get together with Kevin. That really having to strain in the headphones, hearing him off the backside of whatever he's running there in Gilroy. But yeah, I'd like to connect with him. We might have some similar backgrounds from totally different direction. But yeah, oh boy, now I've forgot Lee's new call. I forgot it. Over to you, Lee, if you're here.
KF6 United, Lee, how about it? I guess Lee isn't there. Maybe he'll check in later. But yeah, it would be good. That would be a good conversation. And I think Kevin could probably point in a direction that would give you a little bit more signal to work with. He was probably hearing you if he'd been in there, because I don't think he's running more than about 50 or 100 watts maximum. But I know you're running a little more smoke, so he could hear you, but you didn't hear him. But sounds like a really interesting conversation can be had there, because we've all got lots of stories about those things. And I've been in the business a long time, and I actually, well, I won't get into it. Polaris missiles was a lot of the time that I spent, and you know where they went. Okay, Polaris. I worked on the warhead part of it. The missile part was, of course, also part of it, but I worked on just the warheads. I ran the secret department in the night shift. Ran the night shift of the assembly and testing and all of the reentry bodies, if you wanted to call them. That's what we used to call them, the reentry bodies. Over.
Yeah, there's lots of ins and outs on stuff. I didn't ever follow that too much. I knew it and kind of knew what it was, and that was about it. But yeah, really interesting stuff a lot of us have worked on, and it's a lot of fun to hear some of the stories of various things when we don't have to be real careful about what we say. Anyway, I'll catch you tomorrow night, I'm pretty sure. K6MYC, KW6S.
Yeah, we'll see you on 222 and 6 meters maybe as well. I'll be on all week, every night this week, even though it's not imperative for people to check in if they don't feel, or if they're busy on the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Good evening. One more call for you, Lee, and then we'll move into the Bay Area or ask for Bay Area check-ins. AF6 United, Watsonville area, K6MYC. Okay, nothing heard from Lee. Okay, Bay Area Bozo Net, 2 meters, K6MYC. Okay, KF6QCH 787. We got you, Jimmy. I'm not pointed at you. But we got you very, very light. And I also heard WB6JNN, even lighter than you. Let me get Jim first. He's the first one up. Jim, make a transmission. I'll bring the antenna up till you pop out of the noise. WB6JNN. Go ahead, K6MYC.
WB6JNN.
Well, I wasn't aimed at you. I was aimed at a satellite earlier, and I hadn't changed it back. WB6JNN. You're fine now.
Yeah, you're fine now too. And we hear you, Dane, at 107. Good evening. We were waiting for another Course Gold checker inner here. You didn't have any rain today, did you? But you had quite a bit overnight, right, Dane?
Yeah, I think all total in the last rain event we had about an inch, and nothing overnight, just like a light or a heavy mist.
Well, that's weird. Frank said he got 3/4 of an inch last night.
Well, it has to do with he's on the other side of the hill.
Oh, and he's higher than you are too. That may have been it. Okay. Yeah, we didn't get anything here. It was fairly perceptible.
Well, we've seen stuff where I can record rain and Dan records rain with the same basic instrument, and there'll be a fairly good difference, and we're only 150 feet apart.
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, very good. Let me get back with the Bay Area, but we got you, and you're checked in. I don't know if you've had dinner yet or not. Over.
Yeah, I just finished just clearing the table.
Okay, very good. Okay, Jim, back to you. Good signal. Sorry, but local guy in Course Gold here is very strong, so I was no point in trying to get you through him. Merry Christmas, Jim. Great to hear you. Thanks so much for coming in. KF6, no. WB6JNN, East San Jose, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay. Very good. Well, I was outside chasing down a cat anyway. He escaped. And sometimes at night it's hard to get back in, but we'll continue with that. But I jumped in here just to make sure that we checked in. And yeah, your signal's S9+, so no problem when I'm aimed at you. I was aimed up north. WB6JNN.
Well, that explains it, because you were there, and I heard the call and I heard the number, but it was Wellwater Week, 285, in case you didn't get it, Judy. 285 for Jim. All right, let's see. Jimmy, let's see if I got any better copy on you now. Although I can move the antenna a little bit more further your way. KF6QCH, go ahead. K6MYC. Yep, Jimmy's in and out already. Okay. Anybody else in the Bay Area? I'm sure there's others. How about, well, Ed's off on a trip, so he's down in the Panama Canal. Trump's talking about wanting to get that back. That'd be good. Take it away from the Chinese, where it doesn't belong in their hands anyway. That's a very touchy area in my mind, to have them have control of a very crucial waterway. Oh boy, Carter didn't know what he was doing, did he? Anyway, let's see. Bay Area, AB6SR. W6Q, PQL, I should say, K6KLY, 2 or 3 others, WB6WNI. Who's out there tonight? K6MYC.
W6PQL is here. Partially done with dinner, WB6WNI 1090.
Good evening, Gary. And I heard Jim in there also. W6PQL, how are you doing, Jim? Go ahead.
Oh, doing pretty good. I caught a little bit of something. I don't know what it is. It's tested for COVID, and it's not COVID, but it's funny. My lips hurt, then the next day the lips hurt, and then the inside of the mouth hurt. And today the throat hurts, so it's progressing. I guess I'll go have it looked at. But otherwise, just fine. K6MYC W6PQL.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. It's a funny one. lips hurt, then the inside of your mouth, and then the throat. I usually just start with the throat. I don't waste my time on the mouth and the lips. Over.
Yeah, they're not of much use anymore.
Yeah, for sure. In fact, you could just keep it closed most of the time, and you'd lose a little weight, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'm okay, but I did put on about 5 pounds. I do this every year about this time. There's too much good food floating around, you know, and hard to avoid. But I only weigh about 172, so that's not too bad.
Well, you're pretty skinny. That would be a weight I'd like to be at, but it's not a good weight for me in the wintertime. I don't have enough padding to stay warm. I usually run about 195 to 197, and I went on the scales at the doctor's office the other day, right after Thanksgiving, within 3 days of Thanksgiving, and we ate ourselves blind, of course. I was 202, but that's cell phones and other things in my pockets, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Judy doesn't believe my cell phone weighs 4 pounds.
A lot of salt in that kind of food too. It'll pass, you know, eventually once you flush all the salt out of there.
Yeah, no, it's just not salt, but the salt makes your body hold water. That's what it was. I was just full of water. Yeah, Judy's laughing. You got no room to laugh, lady. Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, good to hear you. And you didn't play golf again after we talked the other day, did we?
No, I played on Thursday. That was the last time. That was when I was disgusted with my score, remember?
Yeah, you didn't want to tell us what it was. It's bad when you get close to 200, isn't it?
Yeah, I stopped counting around 150.
If you have a handicap of 75, that's okay. Anyway, okay. Let's see. We got one more in here. Let me get it back to Gary. Just finished dinner. I was letting you clean a toothpick with a toothpick, getting the meat out of your teeth there, Gary. Go ahead. WB6WNI. Campbell, San Jose, K6MYC.
Oh, hang on, Mike. Hang on a sec.
Oh, he's got toothpick stuck.
No, I bumped into the VFO knob. Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah, this is, I was grabbing the microphone and it hit the knob. You know what? It has a lock feature, but you know what? It's too, I like the challenge. But anyway, yes, we had stew for dinner, so you might have thought we were picking meat out of our teeth. It's a good prediction, Mike. Otherwise, it was a nice day, about 55 degrees and like 90% humidity. It was crazy, but it was perfect dog walking weather, and so we enjoyed it. Haven't done much else. Still getting, we have yet to have any Christmas, so you're done, so we still have something going on this Wednesday. I'm going to try to check in. It's going to be iffy because schedules always slip, and we may be later than we think, but we're hoping to be done by 7 p.m. Anyway, nothing more on this end. Again, if we don't make it, Merry Christmas to you, Judy, and the net. K6MYC, WB6WNI.
Okay. Fine, Gary. Well, don't strain yourself. Just stay with the feast. If you're in the middle of it, don't worry about the net. We'll be here. And it's not an imperative net either. None of these nets are imperative. We would, when you have a free night, and normally without a vacation or something, it's not too hard to check in. And we hope you can. But on a night like Christmas night,
enjoy yourself.
Yeah, you just got to enjoy yourself and the family and the moment, if you will. So no sweat, but we'll be happy to say hello to you if you do make it in. Merry Christmas if we don't see you, and we'll probably see you somewhere in between that anyway. Okay, let's see. Who else do we have here? Bay Area is kind of quiet tonight. K6MYC, last call, Bay Area, before we slide on up to Oakley. K6MYC, Bozo Net, 2 meters, Bay Area.
Echo 6 Quebec Romeo, Bozo 177, Bozo 177.
Okay, I hear you, KE6QR. Good evening, Gary. KE6 Queen Radio, K6MYC, Merry Christmas. There was somebody else in there with you. Let me pick them up as well, and then we'll get back with you, Gary. Hang on just a second. Who was the other one? Roger, Dennis. We'll be right with you. Okay, Dennis, Gary, go ahead and make a transmission. I'm moving the antenna more toward you as we speak here. KE6QR, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, did you turn it back to me? I'm not sure.
Yes, I did. I turned it back to you, Gary. Over.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we've got thunder and lightning tonight here. Really loud thunder boomers. But I'm not cranking my tower down. It's wet out there, and we don't have any wind, so it's not a problem. But definitely can tell rain, static, and all that sort of stuff. But great hearing you. Wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I played a music pageant on the piano today at our church with my daughter, who was on clarinet, and another guy who was on guitar and violin. So we had fun, and I'm back here at the radio tonight. And at 9 o'clock, I will be running the Western Country Cousins net control as I do every Sunday night, 3970. Have a great net, Mike. KE6QR, Charlie Mike 88.
Okay, thank you, Gary.
Wonderful.
And wonderful about the clarinet and the piano playing there. It's nice. I used to play a little bit of both of those. My mother thought I should be a musician. She was a great pianist and could have been a concert pianist. That's what she was trained to be when she was sent to the Chicago Conservancy of Music by her dad. But then she met my dad, and that was the end of that. They fell in love, and they eloped, and she never went back to school. But she was a phenomenal pianist. But when as I was growing up, she tried first of all to get me to do the piano, and I wasn't worth a crap on the piano. Then she said, well, let's try the clarinet. So I took clarinet lessons for about 2 years, and I got to be the point where I had a little bit of an embouchure there. could play a few tunes, but that was it. So I'm just not a musician. Anyway, good to hear you. Thank you, and Merry Christmas to you, Gary. 73 KE6QR, K6MYC. Anybody else before I go to Oakley, California? Okay, Oakley.
Okay.
Did I hear 711?
Roger, K6MI, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, John, and I also hear 835. But John, go ahead and pick it up. I'm pointed toward Oakley in Northern California there. And we'll turn it up to him in a minute. How are you doing, John? Did you have a good weekend?
So good. Did a lot of church services, and next couple of days, Christmas Eve and all of that, and then family on Christmas Day. K6MI.
Okay. Well, I am going to have all the nets on every night. So if you're around, check in. If not, why don't worry about it. But we will be here for the net, so we can wish everybody a Merry Christmas and all that. 7-3 for now, John. Good, and I know you're going to continue to listen here as you always do. Okay, up to you there. N6, NR6, N6 Radio Ocean, N6 Radio Oakley, N6 Rodeo Oakley, K6MYC. Go ahead, Cap.
K6MYC, N6 Rancho Oakley. Bozo 835, howdy doody, Mike and Judy. Temperature range today was pretty dull, low of 51 and a high of 54. The weather's been just dull for the last week or so. We have fog every morning. Sometimes it never burns off. I haven't seen the sun in about 5 days. And that's typical Thule fog this time of year. dinner was, geez, that was at least an hour ago. I can't remember that far back. I'll come up with it in a minute. I enjoyed the weekend with no contesting, but we're already planning for next weekend. There's two contests. The Canadian Winter Contest, which is sort of fun. It's both modes, and sort of a friendly holiday contest. And the Stu Perry 160. The dinner was mahi-mahi and asparagus, and my usual other stuff, brown rice and mushrooms and onions and yum. And 6RO.
And yum. I like that. You eat very similar to what we eat when we cook an official meal. Tonight we had leftovers. Matt's came home, but then left immediately. Had some things to do. They're going on a vacation with their camper or their toy hauler, and he had to go to the plant and pick up the trailer hitch. I don't understand that, but that's what he told me. And they're going to do some shopping for us so that we can be without them for almost 2 weeks and still survive. Very good on your weather. We were blessed with better weather than you've had. Our weather totally different from yours. Normally we're very close. But glorious today, overcast yesterday until late in the afternoon, but the day before was again glorious. Today was glorious. Temperatures had to be in the high 60s and may have even touched, well, I don't think we touched 70, but it was just very nice. No wind. Sun, almost clear skies, just a little cloud here and there, and lots of clouds over the Sierras, of course, but nothing that was affecting us. We had just a sprinkle of rain last night, that was it, and other people got more. 63. 63, yeah. Judy said our official temperature was 63, but it felt better. Might have been a little warmer up on the hill where we are here. So thank you for checking in, Ken, and of course we'll be here every night. If you're around, check in. If not, why, not a crisis one way or the other. And let's see. I guess that's it. I'm just trying to think if there was something else that I wanted to pass on to you, but it's not coming. It's a weather thing. We endured a couple of those days where it was just really ugly and overcast all day. Boy, I don't like that kind of a day. That's a mental downer for me. I don't get down very often, but when it's overcast and dark all day and cold and ugly, it's just not my kind of weather. 7-3, Ken, and God, something else is just nagging at me, but it won't come up. We'll catch you tomorrow, perhaps, on one band or the other and try out that 222 thing. N6RO, I should say, K6MYC.
Yeah, very good. Several comments. Weather-wise, the weather that Gary's having right now is expected here in about an hour, but I don't think we're going to get much rain out of it, which is typical for this area. Both of you mentioned music. Well, that's my other life, and the only thing I do now is mostly listen to music videos, and I play along with my guitar pickers in San Francisco. And I don't know if I mentioned it before. I just sent Meredith, one of the guitar players, a Chinese two-string violin. It's called an Erhu, E-R-H-U. I first discovered it thanks to YouTube when I ran across a video of a Chinese bluegrass band, of all things. And there's a great five-string banjo player in it, and this lady named Mrs. Ding, D-I-N-G, plays the Erhu as if she'd been a bluegrass player all her life, but she just discovered it a month before the recording. So any of you guys want to see that, I can send you the URL, but I'll need some email. In fact, I think I need Judy's email. to get you stuff like that. Anyway, I'll be around on 222 if the creek don't rise tomorrow, N6RO.
Okay. Okay, Judy's email address confirmed, JICOM, C-O-M, 24 at protonmail.com. JICOM 24, all run together, at protonmail.com. And of course, mine is Mike K6MYC at protonmail. So if you forget one, you can always send it to the one you know.
Yeah, I didn't have a pencil in hand. JICOM 24 proton.
Yep, that's it. JICOM 24, all common spelling. JICOM 24.
Very good. I'll send her a bunch of URLs about music, and you'll both enjoy it because you can still hear, I hope. I'm still losing both video and audio, but that's the way it goes in our octogenarian years. N6RO.
Okay, very good, Ken. Thank you, and Judy, we'll look forward to that. Thank you very much. And we'll see you tomorrow night on 222. N6 Radio Rancho Oakley, K6MYC at Rancho Acero here in Feingold area. K6MYC going to Sacramento, 73 Ken.
99.
And here we are up towards Sacramento, looking for KJ6KFB or KO6KD.
And golf.
Yeah, KO6KD number 776. I think I heard you better, Mike, when you were pointing towards Oakley, but at any rate, hopefully your copy, number 776. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Bill, and I heard 884 in there also. Good evening to you, Phil. We got 776 KO6KD and 884 WB6GGY. Not very strong, Phil, but we got you. We'll peek on you in a minute here. And so I was on the band this morning on 20, but the conditions were poor. Yesterday, I guess the conditions were good, but I was not there. We overslept. So this morning I was there, and I guess they're going to do it again tomorrow on 20 meters at 16:30 or 8:30 our time. KO6KD, K6MYC in the group.
Okay, very good. I was not there all this weekend, so, and I'll try to be there maybe tomorrow morning on 40 meters, and maybe we'll see Phil tomorrow, and we'll look forward to that. Anyway, I'll get out of the way. Good evening, Phil, if you're copying, and we'll see you in the morning. John is out here, but I have not heard Darren, KO6KD.
About Darren, did you say, Darren, what did you say about Darren?
I have not heard him this evening.
And John is not here either. Is he on a trip somewhere?
He is here.
Oh, John is here. Okay, we'll get John in just a second. Boy, the band is all over the place. I'm clear down to 315 degrees where you had a big peak. You were crummy when I was pointed at you. So who knows, but I copied everything, Bill. WB6GGY, K6MYC. Go ahead, Phil.
K6MYC, WB6GGY, Bozo 884. Very good there, Mike. And Judy, yeah, I listened in yesterday morning and this morning, but I was not hearing Africa at all. South Africa was not just barely audible at times, so I did not interrupt. There was no sense in me playing a case of interruptus there when I wasn't able to be part of the QSO. So anyway, but we did listen in. Okay, I'll bow out of the way, and we'll look for you tomorrow morning. We will look for you in the morning. So K6MYC, WB6GGY. You and Judy have a good evening.
very good, Phil.
You and Barbara have a good evening and a happy New Year to you.
Very happy New Year and Merry Christmas.
Okay, question. As I didn't get it, it wasn't your fault. You said it. Were you on there today, but things were poor? Or yesterday they said the conditions were really good, but today they weren't good. Although I finally got up to about a 5 and 9, and they got up to 5 and 7, 5 and 8. So it wasn't too bad, but it wasn't anywhere near as good as the day before. Which day were you there?
I was there this morning early. And about 9:30, we listened out until you guys quit. So Barbara was singing at church, so we had to get over there. But we were there this morning. Mike, go ahead. Over.
Okay, very good. Well, you missed the good day. I guess the good day was the day before today. Yesterday was good. They said the signals were 10 over 9. Anyway, hopefully it'll come back. It seems to be one good day and one bad day every other day or so. So we'll try for tomorrow and see what happens. I almost didn't make it up this morning. It was really overcast and dark in the bedroom, and we didn't have any morning sun, so I lost track of my timing. But anyway, we'll see you one way or the other, and worst case tomorrow night on 6 meters, Phil. Good evening, sir. And Merry Christmas, of course, if somehow we miss you between now and then. And I'll be on every night this week, all normal net nights. I'll be on, even though it'll probably be a little thin on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Anybody else in the Sacramento area before we look for Reading? K6MYC Bozo Net, Sacramento. Latrobe will take. KW6T, good evening, 410. Go ahead, Russ.
Not very good, Mike. Yeah, not a lot to add tonight. Just glad to be here, and yeah, I'm not hearing everybody quite as well tonight. I don't know what the deal is, but anyway, not much is new. Just still working on radios in the shack and trying to get my HF straightened out, and we'll get that sooner or later. Anyway, Mike, before you head to Nevada, move probably about 5 to 10 degrees eastward of me and give a call for Kilowatt Fox 6 Oscar Victor KF6OV. He just put a 2-meter antenna 80 feet up in the air up in Pollock Pines, and he was going to try to check in. Hopefully he remembered.
I would hear him without having to move the antenna. I'm pointed pretty much at the Pollock Pine area. KF6OV, is it? Kilo Foxtrot 6 Oscar Victor?
Up to me, 6 eyes, so clear.
Okay, I hear you, Dennis. Go ahead.
It's all right. We'll catch next trip around.
No check-ins, Dennis?
Yeah, I had a list of them, but we'll catch up with you next time.
Well, I've been here for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for you to give me a call. I called you earlier, and you was coming up this way, and I waited patiently, but apparently you missed me. You go ahead and get that station up there in the Pollock Pines area, and we'll catch you the next trip around. Have a nice Christmas.
And KR6MR, Bozo 759.
Yeah, good evening, John. I'm having a little trouble with Dennis only because he's got the problem with multipath distortion. He gets it on me and I get it on him. So I wasn't quite clear what he was saying about KF6OV. But anyway, we got you checked in. Maybe you heard the station. Maybe you can help me get the man back in here. KR6MR, K6MYC. Go ahead, John.
KF6OV comes in here 10 over 9. Very good signal. Do you want me to pick up information for you?
Well, go ahead. I don't hear him. KF6OV, go ahead. This is Mike. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, K6MYC near Fresno, over. I don't hear him, John.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. KF6OV, KR6MR. Okay, John. Okay, so you'll probably need a Bozo number, right? Yeah, well, you're 10 over 9 here. Okay, Mike, Kilo Foxtrot 6 Oscar Victor. His name is John, Juliet Oscar, Hotel November. He is in Pollock Signs and would like to have a Bozo number, over.
Well, let's find out. I'll be happy to give him a Bozo number, but I can't hear him. And I don't know why I can't hear him. Where is he pointed? Tell him where to point for me, if you would, and ask him if he's vertical or horizontal and how much power he's running, John, over.
Okay, John, KF6OV. What kind of antenna do you have, and what is your power, over? Okay, so you're basically running a little vertical antenna now. Yeah, it's coming in great here, but Mike can't hear you. So I'll let him know. Okay, Mike, he only has a small vertical antenna stuck in a tree at this time. He did have a pair of stacked M-squared loops, and he will hope to get those back on the air soon.
Okay, what's he running for power?
Okay, you got a Yaesu what, and how much power does it put out? Okay, I copy 40 watts. Copy that, Mike?
Well, I copied 20 or 40, but I wasn't sure which was it.
40.
QSL 40 watts. Okay, very good. Well, yeah, they're being vertically polarized, but when he gets the whole loops up, we should copy him again. I recognize the call, but he hasn't checked in for a long, long time there. But we'll get him a Bozo number. Rob, you want to give me a number?
Okay, Mike, what is his call sign?
I think it's KF6OV, Kilo Foxtrot 6 Ocean Victor. His name is John.
Okay, just a minute. Hey, Mike, something's the matter with my computer here. I've been trying to put his call sign in to see if you've already given him a number, and it won't let me type in his number.
Okay, well, let's temporarily give him a new number. He doesn't think he has a number.
Okay, the next one I have is 1178. 1178.
Okay, 1178, John, 1178 for John there, over.
Roger, I copy 1178. KF6OV, KR6MR, do you copy? That is correct.
Okay, John, thank you very much. KF6LB, AR6 tomorrow. Back to Neptune, Mike.
Okay, thank you, John. Boy, you're in and out. You come up real strong, and then you go back into a bad mode like you're turned away from me. So the band is funny in your direction tonight. Does anybody have any idea what Dennis had as check-ins? Over. I don't hear anybody. Okay, I'm going to go to Reading.
AJ6QF.
AJ6 Queen Lima. Let's see, that's 1131, but I want to hear you give it to Judy. Over.
Yeah, it's 1031. You are very close. 1031. Good evening, Judy and Mike, and Merry Christmas to both of you. AJ6QF.
Yeah, fine, George. Good to hear you. Signals are kind of weak and up and down in the northerly direction this evening. Everybody was roaring in here from the Bay Area, but the signals from for Sacramento area generally are quite poor. So we're struggling a little bit here. I hope I can hear the Reading fellows. Maybe it'll go past Reading and it'll get better again. Thank you, George. Good to hear you. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas. Try to have a good one and pass it on to your wife as well. Over.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'll be at the care home with my wife most of the time and in church and so forth. So it's going to be good. Make the best out of it. Yeah, Reading might be tough tonight. The conditions are really poor, but I can hear you loud and clear, but you're running 1200 watts, I believe. Over.
Yes, I am. Okay, very good, George. Well, let's see if I can get Reading in here. KD6SW. KD6SW or KO6HS. Kilo Oscar 6 Hotel Sierra or KD6SW. K6MYC, calling and listening. Call me, over. I'm not hearing anything. Anybody hearing anything from Reading? Okay, I don't hear Reading. Let me try again for Reading. I'm hearing a little voice in there, but I can't tell who it is. I'm hearing a voice, but I can't tell who it is. Let's see if we can get that up out of the noise a little bit. Give me another long call, please. KO6HS or KD6SW. K6MYC, calling and listening. Over. Okay, I'm going to go right one more time for Reading. Reading. KED6SW, KO6HS. I'm pointed right at you, but I don't know where at you is tonight because the band is funny. KO6HS, KD6SW. Try it one more time. I'll come back in a few minutes after I get done with Nevada. K6MYC, standing by, standing by. Okay, anybody else before we go to Nevada, K6MYC? Okay, Nevada, KD6BQ. You were allowed on CW earlier, KD6BQ, K6MYC. KD6BQ. KD6BQ, KD6BQ, K6MYC, over. Okay, maybe Dennis, maybe Richard couldn't stay in there. Let's try Daniel. KE7UQL, KE7UQL, K6MYC, over. Yeah, boy, it's very light tonight. Terrible conditions here. KE7UQL, we hear you. We got you. Good evening and Merry Christmas, Daniel. Merry Christmas. KE7UQL, Carson City area, kilowatt 6 Mike, Yankee Charlie. Go ahead. I hear you, Richard. You're very loud. Go ahead.
Yeah, K6MYC, KD6BQ. You were much, much louder when you were pointing to, talking to the guys in Redding. You were blasting in here at 20 over.
Well, the band is weird. I'm getting people in all different directions, but you're very loud right now. You're so loud you were breaking my speaker on CW there, over.
Well, you're copyable, but I wouldn't call you loud, so it's, path isn't mutual, evidently, over.
I'm just fussing with the rotator here. His 249, we got him in there already way back here at the beginning. Okay.
We're having a Daniel.
Oh, Daniel's 272. Okay, I got feedback here for some reason. I don't know where that's coming from. Anyway, back to you, Richard, but let me move the antenna back and forth. I think I could go back to Redding and I would lose you, over.
Okay, well, we'll give you a little chatter. I don't want Daniel to cut out. You faded down. I wanted to at least get your attention. So anyway, hopefully you can peek up on me a little bit, and hopefully that peek also works for Daniel. And I just got a Larry over 222 that he says he's here too. So looks like you might have a full house up here in Nevada. So we'll see if you can get peeked up on us there. Anyway, K6MYC, KD6BQ, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and to both you and Judy and anybody else that can hear us here. So back to you, Mike. K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249, over.
Yep, fine, Richard. Well, you're blowing my socks off here, so I don't know what's wrong on your end. Everything's working here, 1,500 watts on the peaks here.
And Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you.
Well, thanks, Judy, and appreciate that. It's good to hear your voice in there once in a while.
Okay, thank you, Richard. I inadvertently unplugged the speaker. All of a sudden, your voice came out of a different place. I've got two different speaker systems here on this radio and Bluetooth. But anyway, let's see if we can get Larry in here. Larry, hopefully you're over your sickness and you're feeling a little better there. N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, November 7 Whiskey Tango. Yeah, we still got a little cough hanging on, kind of disrupts me a little bit, but getting over it. And boy, tonight you finally come up clear out of the noise. I don't know why here recently that condition is so loudly on all the ends, or sometimes I can't hardly even hear you. But when I last heard you, you're 5 and 9. This is N7WT number 657. Over.
Okay, well you're doing fine here. You're very loud too. Daniel's very weak, but it doesn't matter where I point for Daniel. Let me shoot it to Daniel now, Daniel, and see if this direction's working any better for you. KE7UQL with M7WT and KD6BQ, and then we'll pause for K7SUN, K6MYC. Go ahead, Daniel.
Roger, K6MYC, here is KE7UQL. Your signal is about an S7 at this time. I'm reading you very well. Over.
Okay, yeah, well, we got good copy on you, too. And everybody's copying. I'm hearing everybody pointed a little bit more to the west. I'm about 5 degrees to the west of due north. Normally you're 5 degrees to the east of due north. So maybe I've got a miscalibration on the system here. I should look at it tomorrow and maybe calibrate it. I can do that. I think Frank's coming down tomorrow, and we can take a look at this thing and see if it's off calibrate. Anyway, loud signal now, Daniel. Merry Christmas to you again, and we'll be on 222 tomorrow, and 6 meters, and I smell a skunk. Oh boy, hang on a second.
Good evening, Daniel, KE7UQL, and good evening oh shoot, I forgot here. I lost the call sign. Anyway, how you guys doing?
Okay, Rob, we hear you. KM6SRR, KE7UQL. Season's greetings to you.
Yeah, Rob 59 from Garterville, N7WT.
Okay, thanks, Daniel. And yeah, I got you there, Larry, N7WT. And Richard, I misplaced his call sign here, KD6BQ.
Yeah, KM6SRR, KD6BQ. Merry Christmas there, over.
Roger, yes, Merry Christmas to all you guys. Hopefully we'll talk to you before the new year. I thought I'd sneak in here while Mike is tending to his smelly skunk issue, over.
We don't normally have skunks making smells here, so somebody must have startled somebody, and there was a little puff of skunk smoke just drifted in on us here. I opened the door, but they weren't there, so apparently somebody scared somebody off, but they'll be okay. That's not normal, and they're not doing it because of us. It's because of some other animal. There may be a raccoon out there, and maybe they're talking dirty to the raccoons here. Somebody let a little whoopsie go there, I'll tell you that. Okay, I didn't mean to barge in, but I thought I'd pass that on. Everything's fine here. We're surviving with our gas masks. Over. Go ahead, Richard.
Polecat.
Yeah, that's for sure. Okay. Good to hear you back with the living Larry, and hopefully tomorrow night we'll hear you on 222. Is everything working on 222 for you, Larry?
Well, we'll find out what the band condition. It should be working. Everything has been working. It's just the fact that it's lousy band conditions that sometimes it's hard to hear you, and I get sometimes the noise level comes in and knocks me out. So hopefully everything will be okay tomorrow. You sound really strong tonight. Good signal.
Yeah, well, again, I found it's off 10 degrees, and that's would be a big difference. That's why everybody was weak here, but this is not a normal direction. But I had a shift like this when I went to the Bay Area on some stations. Other people were right where they were supposed to be, so it makes me scratch my head, I can tell you that. Anyway, good evening all, and we'll see you, Daniel, we'll see you perhaps I think you've got something else up. What's in the air beside 2 meter, Daniel?
Just 2 meters on VHF, and I want to put 10 meters back up. Over.
Oh yeah, 10 meters. Okay. Very good. Well, we'll see you Wednesday night if you want to come in here and say hello to us on Christmas Day evening. We'll be here on that night. I'll be on every night of the Christmas holidays here, because we've already had our holidays, and in case anybody wants to wander into the shack and say Merry Christmas to anybody and me and everybody else, that'll be great. 7-3, guys. Good signal. Let's take a quick standby. K7SUN. Stan, are you in here by chance? I haven't heard Stan now for a month or so. He's drifted off again. He gets real consistent for a while, and then he forgets. Yes. Can't figure out why I can't hear Stan on 432. That's a mystery. He just pounds in here on 2 meters, and then he doesn't have any signal at all. He doesn't hear me on 432 either, so I suspect there's something wrong on that end, but I can't. I guess it won't be this time of year before he fixes it. Good evening, all, and I'll go back to Sacramento and try for Redding again. We had a terrible time with Redding. Here we go. K6MYC clear with the Nevada boys, and we're going to Sacramento and Redding. It did. 7-3, Larry. Okay, let's try Redding with a 10-degree offset here. Let's see if Redding's in there now. KD6SW, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, KO6HS. Redding, K6MYC, calling and listening.
756.
756, we'll take you. Darren, KJ6KFB, 756, go ahead.
Well, good evening, Mike. Your strong pointed up in that direction, so I figured I better chime in while I can. I had to step away when you came through the first time. So, here I is.
Here you are. Well, Merry Christmas. And we will be on, as you heard me say, all all nights this week. I'll be on every night for the nets, and if you're there, you're there. If you're not, well, happy Christmas.
Oh, absolutely. You never know if I, get bored or gets too hot in the house and I got to come out here and cool off because my head's ready to explode. You never can tell what might happen.
Well, I'll be open to anything. Good evening to you, Darren. Great to hear you. Good, strong signal here. I missed you on, I guess I missed you on 222 this week. We did not hear your 8 watts, but maybe we did. Maybe we checked you in because we knew you were there, but I couldn't hear you.
No, I don't think you got me this week at all because, no, that was. Geez, the weeks go by so fast, I can't even remember what. Something tells me I just wasn't available. What can I say? I've been racing around here, there, and the next place, but we might just make 20 tomorrow night. We'll see how she goes. KJ6, KFB.
Okay.
Merry Christmas if we don't catch up.
Thank you again, Darren. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you, and of course, Happy New Year. But we'll catch you way before that time comes. Have a good one. Happy holidays is the best way to say that. Hi. All right, I'm going to try for Redding again. Redding. Hopefully I've got something going up that way. Redding, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, KO6HS, K6MYC, calling and listening. Oh boy, I'm just not hearing a peep out of Redding, so maybe they gave up too. I did hear a voice in there, but maybe they're just, they gave up there or something. I wish we had all the people that Dennis would have checked in, because he's not doing them any favors by checking out early. He's either going to take them and then tell them, you got to tell people that he's not going to pass them on to me, because they don't know that he hasn't passed them on. That's unfortunate, so I don't know how to deal with that. We'll take another standby looking for like 132. We should be able to hear, oh, for gosh sake. I think his name is Dennis, too. No, that's not right. What is 132? 132, 733, 849, 336 in Clear Lake, and 160, and 2 or 3 others that he normally checks in. Any of you guys on frequency, K6MYC Bozo Net? Oh boy. Okay, I guess we're done. We could go back to the Bay Area, and you can try for Eddie if you want, Rob.
Okay, I'll head down that way, KM6SR.
Okay, I'm going to stop in the Bay Area just for one call and see if there's anybody that we missed there. There's usually a few. There's something close to the Bay Area there. K6MYC Bozo Net. Last call, late checks are missed in the Bay Area or anybody that's hearing my voice. K6MYC Bozo Net. Over, over. Okay, I'll continue down south.
KE6BK, Eddie, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net? KE6BK, this is KM6SRR with K6MYC, standing by. Eddie, you on tonight for the Bozo Net? How about KB6RQU? Rick, you out there tonight?
How about W6 Lima Alpha Delta? Hearing a voice. Well, maybe I'm not hearing a voice. QRZ, anybody left on here for the Bozo Net? 2 meters, beaming up and down the San Joaquin Valley. K6MYC and company, over. Okay, nothing heard. I guess we're done. What do you got there, Judy? Looks like we got 32, Rob.
Yeah, I've got 31. I must have missed something somewhere. Oh, did you check in the new guy, KF6OV?
Yes, we did.
Okay, I've got 32 also. Should we assume that a couple of the regulars are here that Dennis checks in there? I wonder if they'd be listening to the net where they can understand that he's not passing on their call sign, and they may want to talk to him and ask him what the deal is, over.
I don't know if I don't think I offended Dennis. I just said we're in the Bay Area and I was coming up his way. I was just very close to him. But we always have a couple of minute chat with N6RO. He's not without things to say. Many times useful things for contesters and other things on the bands here. And then we went right to Redding, so I don't know what could have aggravated Dennis.
Well, I think he wanted to be first there, and you talked to Bill and did your normal stuff. So, I mean, this is your net. So, I mean, if he's able to tell you some stuff, why couldn't he tell you numbers just the same as kind of chewing us out, over?
My point exactly. Yeah. We used to work a guy in I worked a guy in what the hell was he, off the coast of Australia on 6 meters, and the guy would spend a whole minute telling you that he wasn't going to give you a contact because he'd already worked you. But he spent a minute doing it. Well, you might as well have just said 5-9, Mike. Thanks, 7-3, and I'd be done.
Yep, that's, I guess, as they say, sometimes like a business decision, or they're not seeing their nose in front of their face, I guess, over.
I don't know. I don't know what would get Dennis out of shape today.
Well, he didn't like waiting.
Well, if he wants, he can text on the stream. He can text the people he's checking in. That would work.
Yep, we'll have to pass that on to him, I guess.
I feel bad for the guys that think that they're checked in and they're not.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering whether we should take some of the normal regulars and put them on the list.
Well, I don't have any problem doing that. It's just that I didn't hear any of them. 336 is a very regular, and so is 160. We could put them on there. Judy, you want to write these numbers in? I'll give you these numbers. 336, 160, 132, 733, 849, and the last couple of weeks he's checked in 1133 and 1134, husband and wife combo. 1053, 1063 and 1064, yeah. Judy's corrected me. So that should bring us up to close to 40, huh?
Yeah, that gives us 39, I guess. I can put these guys on the list, and out on the right side, I can put question mark, no relay, and see if any of them read the Bozo IO thing, if they're on that stream where they get everything I post, over.
Yeah, I don't know whether they do or not, but it's worth a try, Rob. Anyway, sorry about that. I don't know what we can do about that. Sometimes I can copy Dennis, and tonight it was so poor I couldn't copy him. I couldn't even hear him when he was on frequency. He was so garbled. It wasn't he was on frequency. I mean, when I was pointed at him, and I couldn't understand what he was saying. I was hearing something about KF6OV. He mentioned that call, but we had him, and so I don't know. But I couldn't get anything else he was getting to trying to pass on there. Anyway, all right. Well, one last call. Net about to close. K6MYC Bozo Net, Central California. K6MYC Bozo 47 in Delta Mike 07. Anybody else for the Bozo Net on 2 meters here? Over. I guess not. Okay, 39. It's my age.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Yeah, Judy's also, huh?
Yeah, we're both 39 again. For the 39th time.
Yeah, roger on that. Okay, guys, Judy and Mike will catch you later. K6MYC, KM6SR, 73.
Yeah, good night. Good night to you, Aaron. I'm sure Aaron's in the background there. K6USY, with John listening probably too. K6MI, K6MYC.
Yep, I'm here. So we'll catch you guys again on Thursday. Yeah. I'll have the stream set up, and if Frank wants to run it, he can. If not, we'll catch you guys on Thursday.
I thought Frank would check in today. He sounded fine. He says the voice is fine, and he's probably just trying to get the eye finally finished up where it's not bothering him. I don't think it was bothering his voice any, but he's still having a little water trouble in the eye. All right, good night all. K6MYC and Judy going in to get warm. Oh, here we go, and wait a minute.
I wanted to wish Aaron and your family a very lovely Christmas.
Alrighty, thanks, Judy. Yeah, we're gonna be at church tomorrow night, and then with family the next 2 days after that. So we'll catch you guys later, and Merry Christmas.
Alrighty, thank you, Aaron. Good night. Good night, all. Good night, Rob.
Good night, Mike and Judy. And we'll say good night to you too, Aaron. K6USY, KM6SR. 73s, and you and Brittany have a good Christmas.
Alrighty, good night, guys. And good night to the people on YouTube. K6USY, DMO6.
Merry Christmas to you and the family and the kids, Aaron. Good night.